Oh, and you're gonna have to learn to say g'day.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm about to react to something that some of you might find offensive. It's time to do my Charlie Day meme from Pacific Rim. Now, how do I begin this video? He says with spit dribbling down his mouth. In 2023, my 20-year or so service to a government agency ended, where I no longer worked for them. Now, towards the tail end of this job that I had, administration work, ball galore, I would actually assist people who arrived illegally into the UK by getting them a hotel to stay in. Now, the procedure was they would show up at an airport, at a police station. I would get a call, find out if the person or persons had money on them, because if they did, we will tell them to find a hotel, spend all the money there, and then they can claim asylum support afterwards. However, there's a twofold process to this, because you get the migrants who come to the UK, and you might think Kung Fu, isn't that wonderful, bringing more growth and economy into the UK? But guess what? Those people also have a work visa. When they arrive in the UK, they might change their mind and, lo and behold, claim asylum, and so the cycle begins again. Now, when it comes to illegal immigrants, it's a big problem. It's a thorn in my side. While it doesn't affect me personally, I do get bothered by the amount of people that come in by boats, expected to be put up somewhere. There's a hotel in Cornwall, in a Cornish town called Tintagel, and the government, this current commie government, asked the hotel to open their doors for immigrants to flood into their hotel, go around the place, shit here, shit there, shit everywhere. Very posh hotel, which I think dates back to the 1930s. Very ornate, very exquisite. And the hotel told the government, no bros, we're not doing that. We're leaving it for the touristas, which makes a whole lot of sense. Now you might be thinking to yourselves, Kung Fu, why on earth are you starting off your intro regarding current day politics? I thought you were here to talk about Superman's James Gunn. And funny enough, that actual last part of the sentence makes a whole lot of sense, because it's about that buffoon, James Gunn, we're talking about today. I can't even believe that I'm insulting this man, because for a long time I thought he was a bit of a guru, a bit of a genius. But he seems, and look, I'm probably clutching at straws here when I say this, it seems like he's trying to atone for his sins. But in doing so, he's going to destroy the DCU, Superman, and Warner Brothers in the process.
Because every day's a good day in Australia.
G'day, Paul.
G'day, love.
Eat lightning and shit thunder with Jason King on Kung Fu Hot Dog.
Rated R. Starts Friday, June 22nd at theaters everywhere.
It's more fun than working with two really hot twins. No, it's not.
Now, in an article shared by That Part Place, which actually comes from the Times London, again, this is the same Times newspaper that wanted to actually virtue signal Nico Parker, Tawandi Newton's daughter, because of racism she's getting, all that bullshit. James Gunn confirms Superman is about politics and a decline of American kindness. Says, to jerks who get offended. And trust me, ladies and gentlemen, it only gets so much worse. But before I do that, if you don't own a copy of Banshee seasons 1 to 4, make sure you get yourself a copy, because it's a bygone reminder why TV shows like this used to be so great. Oh, Lucas Hood, you're my hero. Anyway, I'm going to put that right down there and carry on with this article, because quite frankly, it's absolutely alarming. I mean, Superman is the story of America, Gunn said. Though it should be noted that Gunn and DC have taken extreme care to omit the classic American way motto from the film's promotion. I cannot bring myself to read the next part. I'm just going to paraphrase this, but holy shit. This Superman movie, which is supposed to be a comic book movie, You understand that, right? You all understand that. You're not stupid, guys. You're here for the same conversation that I am. We all want to be geeks. We all want to go back to the cinema. We want to wax lyrically and enthusiastically about a film that we saw. But apparently now, James Gunn is infusing real-life political upheaval, everything that you can't say zippity-doo-dah about, and putting it in a movie, a superhero movie. Sure, I've reacted to the trailers where Soup saves people from a falling building, a burning car, whatever, right? That's all good. That's what Superman is meant to do. Then we have a scene a couple of weeks ago, no, last week, where Soup storms into Lex Luthor's office, ignoring the really sexy Eve Tessmacher, filming him with her iPhone. Where's my dog? I want my dog. And Superman, well, I take it that it's a bit of a brand new angle, getting him really angry and riled up because, let's face it, it's not just a dog, it's James Gunn's dog, and we all find that very boring and tiresome. So Superman is an illegal alien. Literally so, he is. But of course, the way it's framed here in this conversation with James Gunn and the Times is that he's an immigrant from outer space. Now, listen, going back to David Icke here, there probably are lizard people walking around the earth from outer space, right? You see the Charlie Day conspiracy tinfoil hat is back there again. But of course, no one's going to believe me or Mr. Icke, who's taking a stroll on his local beach at the moment. Honestly, when I read a paragraph like that, when James Gunn tells the audience to go and screw themselves because they might get offended, we might have a problem. Tomorrow, the 8th of July, there are Amazon Prime preview screenings for Superman, and I bet people who will leave those screenings will have something to say. Now, I don't want to hear all the, wow, it's a fantastic film, James Gunn did really well. We're not Soups, aka Matt Ramos, or Mama's All Geeky Now, or The Real Rejects, because did you see that interview last week, about 9 minutes, of Greg Alba losing all that weight? Again, going back to my theory that when you're overweight, you are funny as hell. When you lose it all, you become a bit of a insane doolally who wants to top themselves. But Greg Alba was sat in front of James Gunn, and here's the thing, right? The only way James Gunn would agree to be interviewed by a big-time YouTuber is that their channel has to be vetted for any political opinions that might not align with Mr. Gunn's, right? So that's why Alba got his place in the hot seat to talk to James Gunn. It's the only reason. It's the only reason why you see a sphere of geek-related YouTube channels who all bat for the same ideology, all the stuff that I find absolutely repulsive. Around my way, when I go to the gym each and every morning, there are Communist Party posters littered all over the place with a person of diversity with a megaphone in her mouth. Are you fucking kidding me? It is so utterly cringe. Now look, I'm gonna go and watch Superman this Friday at the IMAX in London Waterloo, and I don't know what to expect. I hope to come out of the cinema afterwards thinking, you know what? I saw a pretty enjoyable comic book movie. But James Gunn, who I think wants to atone for his sins, as I said at the beginning of this video, for all the wrongdoings he's done before. This is the man who gave us the very funny but short-lived PG porn. If you've never seen it, it's very funny. You can watch them all on YouTube, where he recruited people like Sasha Grey, ladies from the adult entertainment film industry, to reenact certain scenes that had lots of double entendres. That was the James Gunn I liked. This guy was absolutely hilarious. And yet somehow Marvel saw him as a maverick filmmaker and decided to hire him for the Guardians of the Galaxy. And as it turned out, that didn't work out too badly. In fact, James was also a consultant for the last two movies of that particular phase, which of course was Infinity War and Endgame. But honestly, I have nothing more to say about this except James Gunn, you've probably shot yourself in the foot with this. There are some, I have to mention this, by the way. I've got to talk about this very quickly. So there was a review for Heads of State starring John Cena, Idris Elba, and the lovely Priyanka Chopra. You know, former Bollywood madam who's married to white boy Jonas, the Jonas brother. Are you Indian folk out there going to call Priyanka a sellout because she did not marry one of you lot? Of course not. But anyway, Miss Chopra, if you ever get lonely, you can look me up and you can certainly look me down. And the reason why I bring that film up, because a reviewer from Variety who's already seen the Superman film actually said that Heads of State is comparably better than Superman, which he found absolutely boring. I thought, bro! And I think they've actually changed that now. They've taken out the Superman reference and they've made a superhero type movie insertion instead. It is so utterly bizarre. No matter what kind of damage control they're doing here, it's not working, and I find it absolutely hilarious. But anyway, folks, if you ended up enjoying this video today, hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, and I'll catch you catching me for the return of the next video.
Oh, don't listen to me. I'm sure you don't want to hear about the problems of some lonely housewife.
Oh no, Mrs. Grimes, I do.
Please, call me Amber.
Well, I tell you what, Amy. If you were my wife, I'd never roll over on you. Unless, of course, you wanted me to.
Is that so?